What's up, everybody? So today we're back in the garage working on the Silverado once again. Now last video you guys saw, we got the paint all corrected and it's looking awesome. Bringing black back to life looks fantastic. So now we got that done, we can go ahead and move on to the more fun stuff. And that fun stuff is all new lighting for the truck. So we've got new headlights, we've got new taillights, we've got all LEDs throughout the entire vehicle from exterior to interior. So all that's gonna be upgraded today. So let's go ahead and show you guys what we got. As you guys can see, this is everything that I picked up for the truck. We have all new taillights, we've got headlights, third brake lights, and then all Oxytow LEDs to install in the vehicle. All the lights here are 6500K lumen, so it'll match throughout the entire vehicle, have that nice clean white light, and overall look really good compared to the yellow halogens that we currently have. So we've got the interior lights, we got the fog lights, the high beams, the low beams, the turn signals, reverse lights, and the license plate lights. So all that will be super bright. We could run this stuff as is, but I wanted to go ahead, take it a step further, and go for that whole like blacked out look. So we've got the blacked out headlights. This little bar here will light up to give us kind of that split headlight look, which I think will look really good. We got the clear indicators there, so when we run the Oxytow switchback lights, they'll be white for the most part. Turn the blinker on, they'll turn orange. And then you come here to the third brake light, and this is a full smoked out brake light. It's got the LEDs on the inside. It's got the light bars in the middle there, so that little light bar will match the taillights perfectly. So this is kind of a play on the newer Silverados. So you can see there, it's got the C shape that the newer ones have. It's full LED, and of course it's all blacked out. So this is everything that I have here, and I think it's going to look really good on the truck. So we'll go ahead and get into the installation. We'll start off here with the rear end. We'll do the taillights, third brake lights, and upgrade any lighting back there. Then we'll move on to the interior and the headlights. So let's go ahead, get this stuff put on. So for removing the taillights, these are pretty easy. They're just two little screws here, and then the whole thing just pretty much pops out. So there's the taillight all removed. And as far as the new one goes, it go in the same way that we just removed that one, but this one comes with a little resistor here as well as a full harness. So we've got to pop out this loom that's on the taillight here, so we have to go underneath there, unplug it, and then plug this one in. Okay, so we'll come underneath the truck here. As you guys can see there, directly behind the bumper is this like plugs here. There's two red connectors right there, so we'll disassemble those two red ones. Now this bottom one looks like goes to the right side, the passenger side tail light, and then the one right directly above that goes to the driver's side tail light. So we'll pop those out, remove the harness, plug in the new harness on the new tail lights, and then we should be good to go. So there's the wire harness. We'll go and pop in our LED reverse light here. Okay, that's secure. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop this little resistor out of the way for just the time being. So then this will get mounted up inside the back side of the taillight. It'll probably go like up inside there and then reconnect down below here. It comes with self-tapping screws, but it's got this 3M double-sided tape on the back side. I'll probably use a little adhesion promoter to keep this in place, that way it doesn't fall down. But we want to mount this up out of the way and not have it connected to the taillight, because this could get pretty hot, so best to keep it out of the way. And as far as the taillight goes, we have to run all this wiring back through where we took the old one out and then plug this back in. So you guys can see we got the taillight on. It looks awesome. We'll go ahead and test it out here in just a second. The only thing you guys didn't see is I used a little rubbing alcohol and a little this adhesion promoter to get that resistor to stick on the inside rather than screw it in. So we got that sitting in there with the 3M double-sided tape. So let's go ahead, close the tailgate, and get a look at the taillights. Oof, they look so good. All right, moment of truth, let's test them out. So we'll lock it. Okay, yep, those LEDs inside there look good. Now unlock. Ooh, those C notches look sick. That reverse light is so freaking bright. That looks good. All right, let's go ahead. We'll do the license plate lights next. Then we'll move up to the third brake light. So for the license plate lights, it should be pretty easy. Just grab along the sides here. And as you can see there, pulls out, twist, and there's our bulb. So now we should be able to just pull it out. As you can see there, there's our little bulb. And now for replacement, we've got this little guy. So now this Should just slide in there like so. And I'm using gloves so I don't have to touch the LEDs. Slide this back in place. Clip that back in, and we should be good. Slide that in. As you guys just saw, it popped in there relatively easily. So now we'll go ahead, put the other side on, and see how they look. As you guys just saw, we have the license plate lights plugged in, and well, the one side looks good. Unfortunately, the other side doesn't, and that's because of this right here. You can see this plug is pretty burnt, and also I have no wiring to it. I've been trying to mess around with this and trying to fix it. Fortunately, it's just not working out, so we're going to have to get a new pigtail for that and replace that one in order to get the license plate light to work. But for now, we're just going to have one. So next up, let's do the third brake light. As far as the third brake light goes, we just have this one plug here on the end, so I'll plug in there, 2 screws, and then it also comes with this new gasket. I don't know if you guys know this, but it's pretty notorious on Silverados from this generation to leak up there and get the headliner wet. So at least they include this new gasket here, which is nice. So go ahead, take off the old one, put the new one on, and test it out. Yeah, that gasket on the back side, that does not look so good. We'll go and get that cleaned up, put the new one on there, and then get this put on. Yep. Oh yeah, that looks good. I like it. Right. Yeah. So coming on in here to the interior, you can see here we got these dull yellow lights on the front and the back. So we'll go ahead and pop these covers off. There's a couple little tabs there. Pop that out to get to those bulbs, and same thing here. There's 2 little tabs there and there to get to those. And the bulbs that we're using is these here. These little LEDs here from Oxito. So let's go ahead and throw these in, see how it looks. Okay, so we got those installed now. Ooh. Yep, that's bright. And unfortunately, it looks like I busted off the stupid little tab there. So it looks like for some reason everything seems to want to break on this truck today. But the lights look good. Now we'll do the back ones. Oh yeah, that's bright. So you guys can see how nice and white the interior is now. Looks super good compared to the old yellow look. Now that we got the taillights, the third brake light, the interior lights, and one of the license plate lights completed, we can go ahead and move on to the front of the vehicle. So you guys can see, I went ahead and turned the truck around, and we can go ahead and do the headlights and fog lights. So when it comes to the headlights, we're gonna go ahead, put all the bulbs inside of here. So we got the high beams, the low beams, the turn signals, and once we get those installed, we'll have to figure out which one is daytime running light and tap into it with our power and ground here in order for our light bar to work. So we'll get that all situated and put in, and then we also have, like I said, the fog lights. So we'll have LED fog lights down below, but it looks like in order to do the headlights first, we're going to take apart quite a few stuff. So I believe we have to take apart the upper section of the grill itself, a few bolts in the wheel liner, and then we should have access to all the bolts that's required to pop the headlights out. So that being said, let's go and jump into it and get this thing swapped out. So in order to access the headlights, we got to pop out this upper section here. So there's a few of these plastic little clips. We'll pop that out, and there'll just be a few little clips behind the grill. Slide that out, and then they'll give us access to all these little bolts and stuff that you see there. I think there's like 3 or 4 bolts that are holding the headlights in. So let's get those out. So now it looks like there's 4 bolts here. We'll get those out and then get the grill out. So with those 4 screws out, there's a few clips on the back side. You just basically squeeze them and then grab on the grill, and you can pull it forward to pop it out. You don't want to just pry because you'll break them. So we'll maybe take a pair of pliers, just a small little needle nose set to get that to release as well. So let's go and pop that out next. And just like that, grill is off, so each one of those little clips was inside of there. Just these few little spots here. Like I said, you squeeze on the backside of them and just kind of slowly pull. And then when it comes to getting this out, there's a couple clips that sit on top of this. So you kind of tip it forward and then lift up and then out. That way you don't bust any of that stuff off, but it's completely removed. So now we have access to all the headlight bolts here on this side. So we'll go ahead, pop out the fender liner section over there to get the other ones out. And then this headlight assembly should slide forward. So hopefully you guys can see this, but the screw that I'm trying to access is right back here. So it's just this one individual here, 10 millimeter, pop that out and the headlight should be able to slide forward. Now that we got the old headlights out, we can go and take the harness off the back side of that, transfer it over to the new headlight here. Once that's in place, we can throw in our Oxytow LEDs here. So we've got the H11s for the low beams, the HB3s for the high beams. Then we have our turn signals here. These are the switchback LEDs. Get those all in place, have all that wiring harness put in, figure out where we're going to wire this up so it has power to the daytime running lights. And then once that's completed, we can go ahead, throw it in the truck, and actually see what this looks like. So as you see here, we've got everything for the most part wired up. We got our low beams, we got our high beams, we got our turn signals all in here. We still need to go ahead, put in our resistors that come with the turn signals so it doesn't get the hyper flashing. So we'll have to figure out which one is our ground and power and then go ahead and get those tapped into. Once that's complete, we can go ahead and test it out in the car, but I still need to figure out which one is constant power for the daytime running light. So we'll go ahead and get that wired in as well. That way we have constant power to that, so it's always on. Turn signals are on their own separate switch, and then the LED headlights are on their own as well. Because if we were to tap this into here, which for the most part, these are kind of daytime running lights as well, I just don't want that bar to flash as well when I hit the turn signals. So before we actually install this in the vehicle, I just want to show you guys how I have this all wired up. There doesn't really seem to be a whole lot of information out there as far as the wiring goes, and I think I got it correct. We'll find out once we actually hook it up. But this is the main harness here. So if you follow the main harness, you have this yellow wire, brown wire, black wire, the green white wire, and the blue white wire. I mean, there's a couple grounds that run off of this, but each one is for its own thing. So the high beams or the low beams up here, these are the power and ground that run to it. So obviously we won't be messing with those. And then you have the power and ground for the high beams as well. If it follows up, it is the green and the black, so we won't be messing with those either. Now for the rest of it, we have this brown wire, this black wire, and then this blue wire. So this blue white one here is the signal wire that allows it to basically flicker on and off when you turn the turn signals on. And then you have the brown wire, which is your daytime running lights, your constant power for that, and then the black wire being the ground. So I took the red and the black wire, ran those through here through a couple quick nicks. We got this spliced in here to the black, the ground, and then we have the red wire spliced into the brown wire here for the constant power. So now our DRL, daytime running light, should constantly power that light bar. Next, come over here to the switchback LEDs. We have two resistors, and I believe you can't run just one or the other, you have to run both. So knowing that that's our signal here, the blue-white wire, we connected it to here with one of the quick connects, and then we also connect to the ground on the far right side of the plug. Same thing over here. Far left side got the signal wire, far right side got the ground wire. So now, hopefully everything is good. Let's go ahead, just kind of test this up on the vehicle before we get everything sorted out, because we have a wiring mess here. We need to get all this stuff out of the way because these little resistor packs will get pretty warm. So we got to keep them away from the plastic housing itself. Otherwise it may cause melting of some kind. I mean, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I don't want to risk it. So we'll go and plug this in, see how it looks, make sure everything works, and then once it's all done, we'll clean up the wiring and then get it fully assembled. Okay, so we've got the main harness plugged in now. I'm just going to kind of set this up here. So we should be good. Let's go ahead. I hit the unlock button, it should light it all up. Ooh, that's freaking bright. Look at that, it looks sick. So we got the white daytime running light as far as our light bar goes. We got the LED for the low beam. We got the switchbacks that you guys saw, they were orange, they turned white here. So if I lock it again, turn orange. Unlock, same thing, flash orange. Sweet, and then they turn white. So now, let's go and test it out, see if the high beams work, and then see if the turn signals work. So, as you guys just saw, everything worked. We got high beams, we got low beams, switchbacks work, no hyper flashing, so everything is wired up properly. And just look at that difference from that to that old yellow faded thing, man, that looks so good. That's garbage over there. That looks awesome. Let's go and finish wiring this thing up, get cleaned up, and then get this thing fully installed and assembled. So as you guys can see there, we got the headlights all installed and they look really good, especially against this being a black vehicle. So it's that black on black look. Fitment on these headlights is really good as well. You guys can see the fitment as far as gaps and everything go from the top to the bottom. Everything is super nice. Same thing when you come over here to this side. Fitment's really good from there to there. Overall, everything looks really good. Now we'll have to go through and get these aligned, make sure our beam pattern is in the correct area. But let's go and fire these up and see how they look. Those headlights look awesome. I'm super happy that I ended up getting these ones. They look really, really good, especially with the full LED and the switchback turn signals. But now we've got pretty much everything completed except for fog lights. So let's go and do that next. As far as fog lights go, we should be able to just reach behind the bumper, grab the bulbs, pop those out, and put the new LED ones in. Let's go and show you guys a little bit of a before. So fog lights are now installed. Let's go and test them out and see how they look. So now you guys get to see the fog lights and they look great. They match the headlights as far as the LEDs go. Everything is at nice, consistent 6500K lumen. So it is that bright white color. No longer having that old man yellow in the faded headlights and everything. So looks great so far, but we've been looking at it this whole time inside this carport. So let's get this thing outside and get a good look at it. As you guys just saw, the truck looks awesome. We got it outside now. Got to give it a full walk around and see everything completed. And the LEDs are insanely bright. It is a nice clean white light all the way around the vehicle from the inside to the outside. So we have that full modern look that I was going for. And of course, having the headlights, taillights, and third brake lights all be that black housing look. We now have a full blacked out look that I was going for. So everything is complete and looking great. You guys let me know in the comments below what you guys think, but I'm super happy with the results. So with that being said, I think we're gonna go ahead and end out the video here. So if you guys like this video, make sure to big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. We got plenty more stuff coming. And if you guys are interested in anything that I used in today's video, I'll be sure to link it down in the description below. So I'll see you guys in the next one.